Hello, everyone, and welcome to today's podcast. I'm your host, Ran Hamdo, and today we're diving into a topic that touches every student, every campus, and every community youth citizenship. We're honored to be joined by someone who has shaped student life in AUB in countless ways. Muslim Berbere, manager of student activities, known for empowering students, strengthening clubs and societies, and cultivating leadership on campus.
Of course, first I would like to thank you for this great opportunity. And I'm really honored to be invited to this podcast discussion. It's so interesting. And my journey actually started at AUB a long time ago, 2001, after graduating with a degree in public administration and political science. So you know now my age. And then I pursued my degree in a master's degree in business administration while working at AUB. So I started working directly after my graduation, moving from library to internal audit. And so I moved several places. Then I worked at the School of Nursing and now currently working at the Office of Student Affairs. So as you know, I think working with students is really my passion. So it's so nice to see these students growing. I think with student engagement, they prove their growth. They do a lot of connections. So it's a transformative process to students.
Thank you for this introduction. As a student that is very active in student life, you don't know how it means to have someone like you pushing us to grow and be more productive in student activities. Mislin, what does student engagement means to you on a personal level?
So for me, student engagement is all about connections, and this is where students find their voices, their interests, their common interests, their interest groups, and their purpose. And definitely this is at the personal level, because as you know, engagement, it has a lot of impact at the personal, national and international level.
So now we're gonna dive into the youth citizenship part of our podcast. How do you define youth citizenship in a modern university context like AUB?
In today's world, I think youth citizenship is far beyond than voting or participating in common civic processes. As you know, at AUB specifically, you know, students that are engaged in helping marginalized communities, especially, you know, as you remember last year, they did a lot of help and support to displaced families during the Lebanese war. So this is mainly how it is done with clubs and societies at AUB.
How have you seen AUB students demonstrate responsible citizenships, both on and off campus?
I think AUB students, they are engaged mainly with elections, starting with elections within student governance, but actually, and they are also part of a lot of leadership decisions, and they are part of several, they represent student body in different committees at AUB, Senate, and so on. And in addition, through clubs and societies, starting with cabinet elections, writing bylaws for their clubs and societies, put some strategies to in line with sustainable goals. This is very important, or helping communities, doing collaboration. So this is mainly how these students are working currently on campus.
In your opinion, what makes youth today more active, aware, and socially engaged than the past generations? For example, in this year's elections, the number of voters and percentage had a higher level. So how do you think they became more active and aware?
I think today's youth, they are more aware of what's happening around them. I think information is accessible, the news, everything throughout what's happening around the world is, accessible, and students are more and more aware of what's happening, and they cannot step back and without doing anything. So they quickly act, they quickly call for solidarity, for collaboration. So I think they are more active than before. This is how I see, and especially throughout the years.
Now we're going to dive into a segment which is my favorite, AUB as a space for active citizenship. Student activities by itself holds accountability for more than 100 clubs and societies, to be fair 95, and 5 signature initiatives. How do these organizations help students practice citizenship?
Through clubs and societies, students learn how to lead, how to delegate, how to inspire other students, listen to them, how to take the lead in specific projects. So they learn a lot by being engaged in clubs and societies. It's really a training grounds for them, and it shapes their skills and capabilities.
Can you share examples of student initiatives that truly embodied active citizenship or made a real impact?
I can name a lot of examples, but let me just remember a few. As you know, there are a lot of local impact and international impact, because we have already talked about their personal impact, their personal growth. In nationally and local impact, I've mentioned the example of students coming together in every kind of crisis in Lebanon. They really come together in solidarity, to helping communities, whether in the neighborhood or throughout Lebanon. And as you know, we have a lot of delegations that are really representing the student body at AUB, like AUB MUN. They go and represent the AUB, and they present a lot of topics and relevant solutions to these topics in line with sustainable goals. So I think there are a lot of initiatives by students demonstrating their citizenship.
How does the Office of Student Affairs support students in taking leadership, starting initiatives, and making change? Okay. I think I can answer that one by myself.
So definitely we try hard to move to work alongside the students. So we don't dictate what they have to do. We inspire them, we guide them, we advise them. We just present the framework, and they have to take the lead. They should be independent, they should be responsible, and definitely we are more than happy to support these initiatives. And it's been like 2-3 years that we have initiated the award ceremony, and this is mainly to recognize their achievement, their contribution, their impact at all levels.
Ms. Lynn, as someone deeply involved in student organizations myself, I see how much leadership shapes a person. What advice do you give to club presidents and officers?
We always tell them, and through our training sessions to students, there are several types of leadership, and it depends on the situation. But the main advice that I can give to them is to lead with heart, with empathy, and we advise them to inspire others and to include others more than excluding the individuals. And as well, leadership is not about being in charge. It's about creating an environment where others can shine.
For our final segment, we will be talking about the future of youth citizenship, in your opinion. How do you see youth citizenship evolving in the next 5 to 10 years? Since you are someone who's been in AUB for 5 to 10 years, how do you see it in the next 5 to 10 years?
I mean, the last few years, we witnessed really a big change in the performance of clubs and societies, and their performance really, it has elevated. I think they think excellence, they think achievement, they think it's not competition, it's a healthy competition, by the way, but they would like to make an impact at a high level. So this is what is important, and every club and society depends on the specialty, whether cultural, science, scientific, or professional, technological. So I think each club يعني they participate within their specialty in citizenship. For example, cultural, they just teach empathy, diversity, and so on.
And on a final note, what final message would you like to send out to the students listening today?
I can say you matter, your voice matter, your ideas matter. Try to be engaged in different ways at the university level. I think being engaged in co-curricular activities, it has the same weight as the academic part. And nowadays students, they consider being engaged in such kind of initiatives an added value for their CVs. They become more marketable to employers. Not only that, for their personal growth, but also they would like to show the community the achievement and their impact, whether national impact, international impact, and that's it.
Thank you, Mislin, for this inspiring and insightful conversation. Your work continues to shape leaders, empower communities, and give students the tool they need to become active, responsible citizens. And as a student who is active in student activities, when I graduate, I will not only remember AEB, I will remember the Student Activities Department.
Thank you, and thank you for this
Thank you,
inspiring also talk. And I'm so happy to do this podcast with you.
Thank
and
you.
I can see you, a future leader in the community.
Thank you.